What's going on, my boys? YTDan back at it again with another Duel Links video. Like and subscribe right now, or the Pump King, King of Ghosts, will pump you full of goodness tonight. Oh yes, my boys, Sylvans have finally returned. Their powers have been unleashed by Konami. As you guys know, they have been released from Konami's prison, where they've kept Stratos for many years. But of course, they did not keep our Sylvan boys for too long. So thanks, Konami, for freeing my Sylvans. And now it's gonna be time to duel. But before we get in there for that, I want to talk about the Scheming Weevil event. That's right, my boys, Scheming Weevil, where we're gonna get two new Inzector cards. We're gonna get Inzector Firefly and Inzector Giga Weevil. Now I feel like these two cards are like pretty good, they're okay, but I feel like for the current Inzector deck that I've built that also went undefeated this year, I've made two undefeated decks and played through the KOG, went undefeated, and just didn't play with those decks ever again. So now I have two decks that have went completely undefeated all the way up into the ban. You can check out those videos, my boy. But the Inzector deck, according to that undefeated build that I built, I don't think these two cards will affect it very much. I think these cards kind of work, just a little bit different. And so far, the current builds that I have, I don't think that these two cards really improve it that much. But I'm sure that these cards will work out for a different strategy, so I'm gonna try those boys out once we get them unlocked. But just a quick note about that, my boys, I just wanted to mention the old Scheming Weevil, and that we got those two new cards. I thought that was pretty cool. So thanks, Konami. And now what you're all here for, the big Sylvan deck. My boys, the Sylvans have returned, and I'm so glad they have returned, because now we're using this card called the Book of Tayu. That's right, my boys. This ultra rare card allows you to flip any card that's face down, face up, and we're going to use this on our Sylvan Komashumo, or we're going to use this on our Magical Merchant. Now the reason why we want to use this card with Sylvan Komashumo or Magical Merchant is because this allows us to go in on our second turn, and we don't have to wait to set a card to actually get our effect off. Because what you've noticed in this meta, many people have destruction effects and many people have negation effects like Samurai Destroyer. So you got to look out for that, and the only way to look out for that is to put the power of the flip in your hand. So I suggest two, but if you don't have these two, then I suggest running Raging Mad Plants or a Monster Reincarnation, which will allow you to play around the Magical Merchant. Magical Merchant just pretty much mills your deck until you get a spell card. If you run majority monsters, you should get a good mill off. And if you run at least two spells, you can prevent yourself from making Magical Merchant a dead card by drawing the one and only spell if you only run one. So you got to run at least two. But I'm using the Princess of Camailes. Whatever. I'm using this card to make sure that it gives us just some additional back row protection, stops them from targeting. But the big thing about this card, in its place, you could definitely use Hermitry. Hermitry is really good in terms of comboing with Guard Oak, because with Guard Oak you can put any card on top of the deck. So I would definitely say that you want to make sure that you're either using Hermitry or you're using this card, but I like to use this card because it actually gives you more back row protection. So the main strategy is to get Komashumo or Magical Merchant set. Typically you'll blow up at least two back row. You can potentially go for three back row if you use Guard Oak's effect. But if you do this and you get to blow up the back row, or let's say you couldn't blow up all the back row, you blew up one back row and one remained, having this card as an additional safety is really good. Also, we're using the Fallen Angel of Rose. Fallen Angel of Rose is really good because it lets you return any plant to the hand to special summon it out, and the only card you can't bring back is Magical Merchant because it's Insect, obviously. But using it with Sylvan Martial Leaf is a great combo. Using it with Sylvan Komashumo, excellent combo, especially if you return to the hand and then draw in the Taiyug, you can set it and flip it again. Also, you can use Taiyug as an offensive spell rather than, well, I guess it's offensive in both cases. You can use it offensively to flip your Komashumo, or you can use it offensively to flip your opponent's monster face up. But that's all I got to say about this deck, my boys. It's very, very spicy. I want you guys to try it. There's a plethora of videos out now, and they have been coming out for Sylvans in the past, so I would implore you to take a look at those, my boys. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and as always, keep it dank.
If everyone here wants a show, then I'll give them a show.
And now, please welcome the undefeated, undisputed duel champion of the world, the master of faster, the one, the only, Jack Atlas!
What say we kick this turbo duel into overdrive? It's time I kick this duel into overdrive!
Going to come back? Will he overcome certain defeat? Will he retain his title as champion? Will he kick it into overdrive?
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Talk about saving the best for last. Jack Atlas unleashes his most powerful monster. Now let's get fired up! take it to the graveyard.
Now I'll play my